Marty, it looks like there are a lot of reasons that students are dropping out of school. But let's look at a few things that do work to keep kids in school and engaged and excited.
You're right, Rebecca. There are many things that can be done to have an impact on keeping kids in school. In fact, over the last 20 years, the National Dropout Prevention Center has been very engaged in finding solutions to this dropout crisis. We have 15 effective strategies that I will now share with you. And the first cluster of these strategies is called School and Community Perspective. The first one is systemic renewal. This is pretty a big time strategy where we really have to look at our whole system, school wide, district wide, and see what changes need to be made. Then we go down to the school community collaboration issue. The schools cannot do this alone. Community partners need to be part of the solution. This includes not only parents, but community based organizations, businesses, all types of agencies. All of us need to be involved. We mentioned the fact that students sometimes don't feel safe in school. They've got to have a safe learning environment. So there are many strategies that can be employed under safe learning environments. The next cluster of effective strategies are the early interventions. Yes, Rebecca, I see you raising your eyebrows. Dropout prevention starts really early before a child even enters school. When we talk about family engagement, yes, we like to see families and parents engaged in school at all levels, but it's really important before the child even gets to school. So, communities that are working with parents and families who have young children are doing something right. Then, once children get to school, the early childhood education is extremely important. Learning how to read is based on having lots of experiences at early ages, and that's such a foundation for success in school. And so, this early literacy development, our third strategy here, is extremely important. So, don't forget, early interventions are really a big key in dropout prevention. On this next slide, we see that there are four basic core strategies as part of our 15 effective strategies. And the first one is one of the most cost effective and effective strategies in dropout prevention, and that's either a mentoring or tutoring program. The research on this is very sound, and so many students who leave school say nobody cared. Well, we can take care of that with a good, strong mentor. Tutoring, the academic piece, is extremely important as well. Service learning, which is one of the things we're talking about today, is also a way that engages students in their school in meaningful activities. Learning makes sense. And we've talked about that in previous sessions of this series. Alternative schooling is providing options for students. We don't do well if we have a cookie cutter approach to education. We need to have lots of different learning experiences because our students are all different and have different ways of learning. And so alternative schooling is an incredibly important strategy. And finally, out of school experiences, which is before school, after school, and in the summer. Learning happens all the time. And so having good experiences with learning incorporated in it can be very effective in strengthening our young people and helping them succeed in school. The last five strategies are under the umbrella of making the most of instruction. One of the most important things that we're seeing that needs to be improved is the professional development of teachers. There's so many important things that are new and happening all the time, and teachers must be brought up to speed to use these new strategies, whether it's service learning or educational technology or you name it. Professional development and good professional development is key. Active learning, engaging students actively in their learning, couldn't be a better strategy for reaching students who we define as those at risk. Hands on learning has so much appeal and relevance to them. Educational technology, perfect for today's world. Our kids are so tuned into technology, we really need to catch up to them. but we can use technology as a wonderful learning tool in so many ways, and this has been found to really engage students and capture so many of our young people in improving their learning. Individualized instruction, often delivered actually through technology, is extremely important because, as I said earlier, we all learn in different ways, and sometimes individualized instruction is the best avenue for many of our young people. And it certainly has been shown through virtual learning to provide many students with the opportunity to catch up on credits and so forth. And finally, career and technical education. This is a real important area where students are going to be going en route to careers and post-secondary education, and opportunities to learn these skills and interests earlier is really important.
One of the 15 effective strategies that Marty just told us about was service learning. Service learning is a wonderful process that we can use to engage students and get them excited about learning. Now, service learning includes a process, and you can see on slide number 10 that there are several steps to this process. The first one is investigation.